Hello, everyone, and welcome back to a series I have not done in quite a long time now, Factorio Reddit Weekly. I saw a post that inspired me to get back into this. I got emailed like Reddit updates or whatever, and I saw a Factorio post, and it's super cool. It's like I think it's this one right here, and this inspired me to get back into Reddit Weekly. I think it's time we do this. It's probably past time. For anyone who's new, we have had quite a lot of new subscribers since I stopped doing this series probably about a year or so ago. Essentially, what this is once a week I go through, I look at the top posts on the Factorio subreddit for the past week, usually just like the first page of it here, and we just look through them and discuss them. I give my thoughts and just share them. There's some really cool stuff on here. It's always fun to just look through and share my thoughts and hear your thoughts as well. So that's kind of how this works. It seemed like people enjoyed it, and I know a lot of folks were kind of upset when I just stopped doing it. I just hit a point where it kind of just seemed like the same type of content over and over and over again. But I think we're past that now. There's a lot of new type of stuff, so we're just going to hop right into it. Starting at the top one here, Factorio Community is a bit naive. So I assume they're linking just to this one here. This is a very long review. So I think I actually read this review like prior to this. I'm a 49-year-old single mother, maybe one of the oldest people playing the game. I'm a single mother of my son, who is now 14. Their son got this game for Christmas from his uncle, so he downloaded it and started playing. By the end of the week, he had 30 hours on the game. This was horrible for me, as it was already hard for her to spend time with her son. As he was always gaming or watching YouTube or whatever. So she decided to get this game to see if she could maybe play alongside him. Loaded into the game, but I was stuck on what was supposed to be what he was supposed to do. So her son helped her basically, and then they started playing Factorio together. This game has ever since brought me and my son closer again, and now we actually spend time playing together outside the house together as well. This game reminded me that there's fun to be had in everything, and it has brought both me and my son many memories. I assume they're referencing this review, or maybe this one. But this is the same review by multiple people, so okay. Now I see what's going on. I totally didn't notice that the other two were the same review. So apparently this is just a copy pasted text, so I don't even know if this is real, to be honest. I thought the most common is 12,000 hours at time of review. This game sucks. Yeah, there are a lot of Factorio reviews like that as a joke, obviously. But I mean, if this from someone at some point was actually real, then that's awesome. I don't know if it is or not. But we'll move on here to a design blueprint, multiple studies in minimalism. Okay, we're linked to Factorio prints. All right, interesting. So we have. I mean, this is a really smart design, man. I might actually steal this. I've never quite done it like this before. I mean, I've definitely set up, it's pretty common to set up little science builds like this and have iron and like copper. Usually I just hand feed it, to be honest, for quite a while. I'll just throw like a stack of each in. But having it auto fed like this in a very compact, small, minimal way is actually really, really smart. Like if you have the resources in the area, then that's pretty smart. I suppose actually it expands here, so we should look at these. And then this actually just expands past that. You can see here's a green science one. This is piercing or military science even. This is blue science. I assume we're just going through all the science. Wow, this is wild. Like, so this is really impressive. I don't want to discount that. For me personally, I don't think I would ever do this. This almost seems more work than just building a standard, like, bigger build. But maybe that's just me. But this is super cool, though, making it this compact, particularly with belts, too. Like, this is some serious spaghetti, but also there is organization here. But yeah, so, I mean, yellow science, this one is super impressive because it's just feeding in raw materials and then everything's smelting. Now, it's only one science machine worth, so not super high throughput. But the fact that everything for it from base ingredients is made here is really neat. And then can't really tell what this is. I don't see a rocket, so I don't think it's space science. Maybe it is. Uh, okay. Yeah, I guess maybe this is the space science stuff minus the rocket. That's super cool though. Really, really well done. That definitely takes some thought. I think this should be. I think this should about do it. Anyone else get carried away in the early game? Oh my goodness. Oh, but does this look so good? Just oh man, the uniformity of these lines, 4 lines, copper and iron. The other materials. These are some interesting smelter designs. They're super small. I'm actually really curious about this. I'm really curious on the reasoning for doing this, aside from just doing like a normal, like 24 furnace long on each side of a belt type of deal. Because if you did 4 of the 24 long, you would achieve the same output. Again, nothing wrong with this. When I question things like this, I'm purely just curious. This is it's very cool design. I really like the look of this. It is pretty like uniform and well built. It's just interesting they use such small lines here and a lot of like splitter combining. But overall, that is super cool. And I mean, yeah, I totally get getting carried away like that. I usually don't quite go this far right off the bat, but it certainly doesn't hurt. At least you're prepared for future expansion, then, right? Yeah, this is essentially what I was saying. One of the cleanest non-normal ovens. It's an interesting interesting way to say this. Trying to find the carried away in screenshot. Yeah, I mean, it's not like Megabase. So this one here, this is what inspired me to do this. My new science lab setup. This is absolutely awesome. So I think actually if we maybe just go look at it here, it might be better. Yeah, so we have rail, and then we come in, unload, and these belts look so good. This is really, in fact, is this even belt? I mean, it has to be belt. How do they even do this? Are they just like, are they doing squiggly's diagonal belt here? Do they have a, or is this not belt? No, this is definitely belt. Yep, they're doing the squiggly here. You just can't really see like the zigzagging on the map view, but dang, this is so cool. This is really, really creative and awesome. This just looks so good. The symmetry of it. And then especially this is like almost like kind of stitching pattern here in the middle with all the labs and belts going through is so neat. Reflects also how bad I am at this game. I mean, I certainly would not have the patience to build something like this. That is for sure. But yeah, so it runs, I was wondering, 2,600 signs per minute. That's really quite impressive. That's really awesome. I have to kill them all. I wonder what mods are using, because obviously these are not vanilla. This looks like, is this like Factorio maybe? Oh my gosh, the bugs. Modded bugs too. The alarm sounding off. And this drives me a little nuts, the handcrafting. This is like handcrafting a bunch of level 3 modules equivalent, basically. Yeah, the alarm siren sound is like driving me a little insane, but this looks crazy. This is exactly a challenge I wanted to set up in unrelenting stream of enemies that are kept at bay by an impenetrable outer perimeter. I lost several times. Oh man, that is super cool. I wish that like actual tower defense type thing would work in Factorio, but the pathing and stuff for bugs still quite isn't there. Like if you actually try to build a maze with walls and stuff, they may get a little ways through, but it does get to a point where they just start attacking it essentially. All right, so this is another study in minimalism. Probably again going to be better if we just open the comments and look at it in Reddit. So there's only one, but I mean honestly, red and green for such a compact thing, this is pretty nice. Building on the ore patch, please no. Factory must minimize. Just loading coal manually like a monster, like a space peasant. Yeah, that would be me, honestly. Optimize all this and then just still have to do part of it manually. That sounds like my MO, to be honest. Please no. Oh god. They have. Yeah, the paragraph still is like kind of hard to read, to be honest. I can't get no satisfaction. But yeah, their power is basically dead. Is is what's happening, and that's never a good feeling. Set up a deconstruction planner for items on ground and drag the planner over your entire base. You may be surprised what you find. So this is the items on ground filter you can set. I'm actually curious. I found a single piece of coal. Attaboy. 11 nukes somehow. Yeah, that sounds like me. Mostly in my playthroughs, I would actually just be finding like multiple bodies, because I die a lot. But yeah, you may be surprised what you find. Honestly, I stare at my screen without doing anything. So I started playing Factorio 3 days ago, and I just caught myself staring at my screen for a solid 10 to 15 minutes while vividly hallucinating how to build the next section of my factory. Should I be concerned? Well, at least your hallucinations were happening while the game was open. I think real concern should start when you start hallucinating, like, before you go to bed or dreaming about it. But this version says sometimes I just zone out looking at my spaghetti mess thinking, pretty belt move thing. Yes. It's kind of hard enough. You can't even see that extra iron belt you needed to snake right through the middle. Best feeling in the mid game is when I outsource green chips and ship in with trains. When you unload 16k chips and spaghetti turns green. All that is so satisfying for sure. How do y'all feel about this kind of stuff in multiplayer? What, leaving the car on the track? That sounds like you just get to destroy a car with the train, to be honest. Because it certainly can be done. I'm exploring this experience in my... Or do they mean this? They probably mean this, maybe. I mean, this isn't the worst. The obvious issue here is that, like, the first set of chests is going to get most material, and then, like, these are going to get none, basically. But they're more experienced than my companion. I have to fix such stupid design all the time. Sometimes it makes me laugh, but mostly I feel like my work with explaining my changes does nothing in terms of teaching, and I get tired. Do any of you fully enjoy or fully hate it? Gotta say, my friend has voluntarily decided to play with me, and I've told him that I would probably change his builds all the time. TLDR, we'll jump down. Find a way with your mate that he has fun learning and you have fun playing. This is good advice. Protesters. Does it actually bottleneck? If not, let it be. When it does, show them how to do it better. There's no power poles. That's the problem. Or you let it not run and ask why you don't receive the resources from train. Friends will figure out alone. That's, yeah, this is a really, really good approach to it. Is you can just let it be, and then when it doesn't work, ask them, like, hey, why is this not getting here, or why is this not working? And then they can try to figure it out, and if they can't, then you can help them, rather than just, like, going through and just tearing it up and rebuilding it. I don't think that's super instructive. So yeah, that one comment was really good advice. Bots shuttle back and forth to charge. Can I improve this? Thoughts? Yes, this. Well, this is being fixed in the expansion. This is when they did their Friday facts about smarter bots. This is in fact being fixed, so that's awesome. Before the expansion comes out, not having it all be one network would certainly help. Like, the fact that they're, I don't know, this looks like maybe a rail or a wall. The fact they have one robo network, like, here and going all the way up here is what the problem is. Having separate networks would certainly be better. I'm praying that they're not using the bots to transport resources from an outpost out here. And maybe they're just going to repair, because otherwise that's, like, as bad as you can get, basically. Yeah, separate your bot networks. Having a huge network around your wall is fine, but once the wall's end, that's the end of that bot network. Make a new bot network at your new base. This is exactly the answer. And then also, yeah, if you have a huge network like this, it's certainly hurting performance. How could I have known that my factory can be flatlined due to too many used fuel cells? I thought I'll never use this recipe. Handle all. So the tip is handle all byproduct, no matter how small an amount it seems. Yeah, so I've had this happen before. Well, not quite to this extent. I've had this happen at the reactors where I've like forgot to put like active providers or something, and the output chest fills up with the used fuel cells, and then the reactor stops working because can't output them. So as useless as it may seem to you to be recycling your used fuel cells, it is important, as this person says. Otherwise, you could end up with a situation like this, unless you really don't want to set up production for this and you want to just like stick it in chests and blow them up, which is not the worst idea. But definitely having some sort of way to dispose of those would be good. Is an elephant. I don't understand. Do they mean this icon? Wait, hold on. What? It's a tortoise. Yeah, this does look more like a tortoise. Oh, I guess maybe I can see the elephant. I definitely see tortoise more, though. Oh, man, posts like this are just always entertaining. How will trains be able to match fully stacked belts? I really like posts like this because it gives a chance to explain... Oh, well, this... Okay, I was going to say, I thought they meant current... and it is always interesting when people ask this question because trains absolutely can have higher throughput than belts, but they're referring to the Friday facts for the expansion where they add the new belt and the item stacking on belts. So they say with a tier 4 fully stacked belt now be able to deliver 240 items a second, how will train unloading stations be able to feed these belts? The obvious answer is to simply build bigger train stations or quadruple the amount of trains on your base, but I wonder, is quality the intended solution? If quality increases the inventory size of a cargo wagon, you can keep up with the improved belt throughput by simply upgrading cargo wagons. If the devs could clarify how quality affects cargo wagons, it would be great. So I'm pretty sure it will affect cargo wagons. I think there were only a few items it didn't impact, and I don't remember cargo wagons being listed as one of those. So surely it would increase the size of the cargo wagons, and then obviously you can have quality on your inserters, and if you use the bulk inserters, then you could unload the trains super quick as well. Stacked train cars. Oh, great. Here's an image. I am interested. Oh, God. Oh, my God. That's cursed. How are you going to notate that? 1 to 4 times 3 to 1. Oh, boy. This is all assuming they won't have some changes to the trains in order to balance this change out. I'm looking forward to future Friday facts where they add in more tiers of trains that balance this out. So yeah, that's the other thing too is, you know, we don't know what's coming still. I honestly was pretty blown away by the fact they decided to add item stacking, and even a bit surprised by the additional belt. I kind of thought that was coming, but still wasn't sure. So I would not be surprised. Okay, well, I would be a little surprised, but also not surprised at the same time if they added like higher tier trains of some sort or train wagons to compensate. But if you can just get like larger wagon cargo size with quality, then that would kind of solve the issue as well. But still, it's going to be hard to keep up with. Like if they don't do something to compensate, it's going to be a serious issue because I mean you are going to have to like quadruple the amount of trains, or this. I mean even the size of your trains wouldn't necessarily help. It could, but the thing is that trains currently, I think, are like one of the highest, if not the highest performance trains on the game. So unless they massively improve the efficiency, like performance-wise, of trains, or add like upgraded trains or something, then that could be a problem if you have to basically quadruple the amount of train entities on your map to be able to keep up with the belts. So we'll have to see where they go with that. Stacking barrels might make them actually useful. And this is actually a really great point because quite a long time, like years ago, they nerfed barrels pretty heavily. So barrels hold 50 fluid and have for quite some time, but they used to hold 100, I think. So they basically cut it in half. And barrels, in my opinion, and obviously some other people, quite a few other people's opinions, are kind of useless now in a lot of cases, aside from some niche areas of use. So basically, they say a stack of 4 is 200. That's a throughput of 3,000 fluid a second on basic transport, about 6,000 for fast. Basically, 12,000 for the ultra belts per second fluid transport. Meaning full throughput of pipes without any need for pumps or anything like that. I wonder if how would barrels look stacked? I wonder how they're gonna handle that, because like it's different than just stacking circuits or plates on top of each other. I don't know how they're gonna make that look not really weird, but I hope they let you stack barrels. Otherwise, they're still gonna be pretty much useless. You say, well, it wouldn't be 1 belt barrels, but 2 since the empty ones have to go back. I'll be chucking those into lava. I mean, honestly, in some cases, that may just be the easier solution. I felt that before. Even when barrels were, like, quite good, I was almost like, if I have to transport empty barrels all the way over here, I think I'll just... And then all the way back, or... You get the point. I'll just, like, blow these up or something and just make new ones constantly. Or a fluid sushi belt with the inside lane dedicated to empty barrels. That could work. Or you can make 4 belts right now. There's always room to grow the factory. They say a barrel / belt only oil refinery chemical area is probably my next project. So you could just do 4 times a belt, but stacking will still make it significantly better, for sure. Hacking Factorio from save game to remote code execution. So this is probably something I'm not going to understand. So they found a buffer overflow vulnerability. It allows for arbitrary code execution when loading a preview modified file. Okay. Exploit. We have developed the proof concept exploit, but I don't understand what this does. I'm so confused. This is one of those posts where we may have to skip it because I do not understand this. Our seating. Our seating fixed it on the game side. Got old our seating. So yeah, I'm completely lost at this point. Sorry guys. All I know is there was an exploit apparently of some sort. What happened here? Pollution. That is a good question. I assume the bases absorb the pollution? I've honestly never even looked at this graph before. Evolution unlocked a new spitter type, and the game was making a bunch of them until it gets to the desired ratio. Interesting. I've truly never even looked at the pollution graph. Interesting. There's an anomaly in your production graph at the same time the spawners switch. It looks like your factory shut off. Okay, that maybe would be it. I've never even, I've never looked at that graph before. Why didn't I get the 15-hour achievement? Is there a 15-hour achievement? I thought there was only an 8-hour achievement. Okay, well today I learned there's a 15-hour achievement, but yeah, if you change biter settings, it basically makes it so you can't get some achievements. So yeah, that's just a tip. If you want to go for achievements, probably best to not modify the biter settings, because that can mess up some of them, unfortunately. I'm having a blast with space exploration style beacons in vanilla mod beacon rebalance. Okay. Okay, so I don't know a ton about the beacons in space exploration, but basically it's one beacon with a bajillion modules, and I think it maybe like I need to read this because I don't know exactly what it. I've read about it, but I kind of forget. Playing through, we were my favorite part. Okay, let me look at this. What the heck? Can I not open this? Okay, let me look at this. Machines can't be under the effect of more than one beacon, but beacons are made more powerful to compensate, and a machine is under the effect of more than one beacon will shut down. Okay, so it kind of just like makes things more compact and sticks the effect into one beacon, maybe? Interesting. I was wondering where my other iron plates were. In the chest, I assume. Oh, on the ground there. Learning about balancers, did we not teach you anything? Oh, yeah, that's maybe a little rough. Interesting. Why does this button exist? I don't actually remember what this button does. Clearly, I've not used it. Why does it keep opening? Okay, I maybe need to, like, not middle mouse click because it's messing up stuff. From personal experience, trying to walk through a very cluttered factory with 6 exoskeletons in your suit can be tough at times. Oh, yeah, so this is the turn-off exoskeleton, I assume. Basically, yeah. Sometimes it is hard to walk around stuff when you're going super fast, so it can be useful to turn it on and off. I don't think I've ever actually done it, but I can see it being useful. New type of logistics robot and the new Friday facts. New Sadbots spotting bottlenecks, resource waste, and unsorted items. Oh, I assume they mean the, yeah, that crying one. It's a spaghetti inspector. It has seen some shit. Yeah. It's something I've been wanting for a long time. It's a defense bot that could automatically respond to threats and eliminate them. Or live in bot, I assume they mean it would live in row ports just like other bots. It would be just as fragile and prone to destruction as the other bots, sweeping forward in suicide waves to defend or defeat attacking biters. The real benefit of this would be the ability to fully automate base defense. Yeah, that is one issue, is you can't, well, I mean, you kind of can fully automate base defense. I mean, you can, you know, have like turrets rebuilt and walls repaired. So, I mean, you can kind of do that, but having alternatives would be nice. What's wrong with these inserters? They have enough electricity. Which ones? I mean, they seem to be working fine to me. These? I would assume. Well, they only need insert when they need to, is what it looks like. They don't need to be constantly inserting. Unless I'm like misunderstanding this somehow. Or the belt's moving too fast, I suppose. Or maybe they meant these, but I don't know what this is, but you know, inserter refers blue belt. Oh, that's fast belt, slow grabber. Yeah, if the inserter is too slow, it won't be able to grab from faster belt. And the last one from the week, it happened 1,000 hours in, and I discovered something new. I'm still discovering new things. Control V to paste the last copied thing. Let off control, hold down shift, and scroll the mouse wheel. It will scroll through a long list of things. This is honestly one of the best features I've ever added. Copy paste generally, but also being able to actually scroll through a list of your previous like copied things is absolutely fantastic. This is definitely in my book like within the top like 3 quality of life things they've ever added to the game. Copying recipes from assemblies to requester chest 2 is absolutely life-changing. I still think this is more useful. So if you don't know this, hopefully you found out now, because this is an absolutely awesome feature. I use it all the time. It's really, really, really nice. But that's going to do it for this one. I hope you guys are excited to have this back. If you are, definitely feel free to leave a like and leave your thoughts down below. Some interesting posts as always, and you know, I'm going to try to be doing these every week again. If maybe there's a week where there's just nothing particularly interesting or it just seems like repeats, then I may skip it, but I do want to bring this back. You know, there's going to be expansion, discussion, and all that stuff too, and there was some really, really cool and funny stuff here. So I hope you enjoyed as much as I enjoyed doing it. And if you're new, welcome. Feel free to subscribe to keep up with future content. And until next time, I look forward to seeing you all, and do take care.